Hello everyone, I welcome you to my channel once again, and today I want to give you a breakdown on how to specialize your Feral Druid. Of course, we are leaning towards PvP spec as always, um, because it's more fun, it's more dynamic. Even though the PvP in WoW is not perfect, it's still good, it has grown and developed over time. So, you see in my sexy cat here, I got that balance of power quest done, and let's get to the talents. For tier 1, before I start, I want to specify one more thing. This spec is mostly for damage output to survive. Feral Druids are quite hard to survive this expansion. It is going to be quite tough. So you mainly focus on doing a lot of damage to scare off your enemy, make sure they just, kind of run away and recuperate instead of just straight up forcing a fight with them. So let's go. Tier 1. I'm taking Lunar Inspiration. It allows your Moonfire to be cast in cat form. Here it is. 500, almost 600,000 damage per tick. And that's a lot. That's an extra dot that you get. It's quite cheap, 30 energy only for so much damage potential. It's absolutely unquestionable. However, taking this will require you to be a little bit more agile with your fingers, clicking through all those abilities, because now you have one more than you otherwise would. You don't take. If you decide to go a simplified version, you would probably best going with Blood Sand here. But simplified version is, it's weaker damage-wise, and you want to maximize your damage potential. Predator is absolutely no-no, because you have too many things to click already, and the only way you can probably utilize it is in PvE, and even then it's just not as good. So yeah, Tiger's Fury, it is not going to work out for our PvP build. Going for tier 2, I take Wild Charge because, well, for obvious reasons, but the most obvious reason here is that it's only 15 seconds cooldown instead of Displacer Beast, which is 30 seconds. Sure, you don't get that speed bonus, but you don't really need it. You are in cat form, you are feral, you can shapeshift back and forth and take on whatever you need, whatever buff you need. And this is why it is better to have Wild Charge to catch up. Then you might want to just retreat or something. It just gives you more utility over other two choices. Well, so Displacer Beast you don't take it just to hectic of a cooldown, and Wild Charge will do the same thing, just twice faster, so you will be able to use it twice more often. Renewal you don't take because it could be a good ability, however, it has like, for cat form, you really have to make sure that you don't get hit often, and this renewal won't save your life. Like on a more reliable scale, you will not be able to utilize it well. Those 30% of HP, if you're facing some water, they will be knocked off with like one strike or something. Just you're going to waste talent. It's better to take escape and not take any damage at all. Or perhaps you want to take it as a jump over here. That's why Wild Charge is better. For tier 3, I'm taking Guardian Affinity. I want that protection from damage, and I want Mongol, and I want Iron 4, I want Frenzied Regeneration, because I need to survive, especially in PvP. This talent will synergize well with Tooth and Claw, which we'll get to soon. Just by itself alone, it's better than Restoration Affinity's passive, which restores your health. When you level, maybe you will want to take Affinity or Restoration just to heal up, it's better. But for PvP, when you're going to be taking sure amounts of damage, that heal is really irrelevant. To cast any of its heals, other heals that you come as abilities, you have to pop out of your form, and you want to change your forms only between bear and cat, rarely jumping out of those two forms. Well, travel form to escape, of course. So it's just not a good choice. And balance affinity, of course, you are not caster, you don't really need anything. And like range, you are not going to make use of. You are too mobile. Boom can form you again don't need. Everything else, yeah, all those abilities you also don't need because you have to be out of your cat form and you're feral, you're building cat. For tier 4, you're taking Mighty Bash. Typhoon and Mass Entanglement don't work well for cat form because you know you're kind of a rogue. You just want that reliable stun, even though it's on 50 seconds cooldown. Yeah, Mass Entanglement will work more like an escape. Typhoon is kind of, well, an escape as well, or maybe pushing, interrupting something. But I find Mighty Bash just being way better. It gives you that one extra stun when you need it, and it's more reliable. Um, for tier 5, we go Jagged Wounds. Technically, it will do a little bit more damage because, like, I prefer this talent. There's nothing wrong with Jungle, King of Jungle, and if you like it, you should take it. It's a good talent, but I prefer more stable damage over just one that 3-minute burst, because here I will be doing more damage over time for that, because it's going to tick faster. And with King of Jungle, I'm just going to have this one crazy burst, and if you're in arena, you will probably be able to pop it just once. If you're in a long match, perhaps you will get lucky to pop it twice. In BGs, maybe more, but not really reliable. Very situational. You will have to just wait for that precise moment to use it, and I prefer just to have something more solid in that regard. I mean, if it had 2-minute cooldown, I would probably consider it, but with 3 minutes is just too long for me. Solo Forest, the finishing moves. It's nice, but I prefer still Jagged Wounds. I want those ticks better, ticking better. I think it gives you to all your bleeds, so you kind of do more damage, more than Solo Forest. Even though Solo Forest is it's solid, but I still prefer Jagged Wounds. For tier 6, going Brutal Lash. I don't think I need to explain the order too much, but I will, however. But Brutal Lash is the only talent you will have to pick, because it just does way too much damage. Even for a single target damage, for a multi-target damage, it does just way too much damage, and there's absolutely no reason you should not be taking it. It's crazy good ability. The other two are just not in the league, not even for PvP or PvE. That's just Brutal Lash is the win. That's so OP. This is what you will take. Sabertooth, like, the other two are just too weak, so there's no way to even explain. This one you will not make any use in PvP at all, it's PvE only, and then you have to be wasting your combo points on it when you have too many abilities to already spend your combo points on, which are much more useful. This one just 20% more increase. It just falls way below what you will be making with Brutal Lash. So yeah, Brutal Lash. And for last tier, you can go for Blood Talons. Most people proved it being a good ability, and especially in PvE, it kind of can work. But since we're going for Brutal Lash, it makes sense to take Moment of Clarity, because it also increases its damage. And also it gives you like some free casts. I find it better, because you know it kind of saves you energy and gives you that extra damage, so you are not sacrificing anything for Blood Talons other than your survivability, because with Blood Talons, yeah, like that damage comes from your regrowth, and you kind of get in a habit of popping that regrowth just for Blood Talons. But now you will just have to learn kind of not to forget to pop the regrowth on your own. And the Moment of Clarity stands out here for damage, and especially with synergy of Brutal Lash. Elun's Guidance, you're building up combo points quite fast. You don't need it. Absolutely no reason. Going to PvP talents. Adaptation, as in every my other video, I suggest it's a no-brainer. Relentless, you don't live long enough to make full use of it. In bear form, if you use bear form, that's where you're gonna pop a Relentless. Gladiator's Medallion when you compete in high tier arena. Reinforcement is the best ability of choice. Hardiness doesn't blocks enough damage to make up for the extra pulls that Reinforced Armor gives. Same with sparring, it doesn't block enough damage to make up for the pull. This one is just way better. It will give you much more utility and help your healers keep you up alive. Tooth and Claw and Thorns are only good ones in Tier 3. Thorns would be nice if you have a pocket healer, because they do a lot of damage back to your attacker. But if you don't, you use Tooth and Claw, it synergizes well with a Guardian of Affinity, and you pretty much pop it every time there's more than one person banging on you, just to, you know, preserve your life in a bear form, or when you're trying to charge in with a bear, you know, into a group of people, and then shape to cat, brutal lash, and jump out, you know, whatever. It's just better off more utility. Protector of the Groove. Well, you're not a healer in this in this regard. You can make use of it in 2 arenas. That's the only very narrow utility spot you can use it on. Going to Tier 4. I'm taking Freedom of Herd because I want that cleanse in PvP from snares. I believe they did fix it now that shapeshifting helps you out with snares again. Before that it was a pain in the ass. And Freedom of Herd still helps you out, so take this one. Savage Momentum could be nice to pop that Tiger Fury, but you're already doing a lot of damage. There's a lot of things to pop up for users. I don't see a reason to take this, because you're already doing a lot of sustained damage, you're doing a lot of bleed damage, and you're lacking survivability, so you better take this as a means of escape. Malorian Swiftness. Only way you can utilize this talent is when you're in the flag battlegrounds, to help yourself run away in the travel form. But even then, I don't recommend it, because your cat, like, your enemies will be on you, if they can catch up, of course. But most of the time, somebody will be on you, trying to snare you, and you will be playing a style like a shape-shifting between one form and the other. And it's better to, like, cat form gives you just enough speed to run almost as if you are using your travel form, because your travel form is gimped in PvP. So you will be running in cat form. For that speed burst you get in cat form, and shift into bear form whenever you need to survive longer better. So there's no reason to take this talent. Going to Tier 5. King of Jungle is my choice, because I want that extra speed when I am attacking, when I am jumping, a little bit more agile here and there, especially chasing down those mages. Yeah, that's what I like. Engaged Maim. I mean, we have regular Maims that does a stun damage, it does is insignificant. I don't recommend taking this talent. Engaging Grass, once again, for roots, we can use them more mainly for escape, and as a cat, you like, if you were able to cast those roots in a cat form, that would be a whole different thing. But as it is, roots are not worth taking, unfortunately. Going for last tier. I am up with Fresh Wound because it gives my rake a little bit extra damage. However, Ferocious Wound is also a great ability. And I would probably recommend you going with Ferocious Wound if you can kind of prioritize. In PvP, it's extremely good. It drops down your enemy's HP a little bit to help you finish them off. And Ferocious Wound will be a little bit better, unfortunately. But I'm rolling with Fresh Wound because I just don't have a 6th finger on my left hand to click another fucking button and place another ability. So it comes up that I'm just building bleeds, unfortunately. Rip and Tire is like 60 energy. It doesn't give you any advantage. You can just pop your dots without having Rip and Tire. All it does, it saves you 1 GCD. That's it. So that's it for the Feral build. try it out with Brutal Lash. I bet you will love it. It does a lot of damage. Don't forget the Lunar Inspiration. You will see your numbers jump up a lot. Hope you enjoy it. Enjoy the build, and if you like my video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you for watching.